duties, school duties, both schools, daughter and daddy school. Had a school meeting that I had to go meet my daughter's teacher. All the parents got to meet the daughter's teacher, and they had a nice little icebreaker. And one of the icebreakers for my group was, if you've, oh no, I can't remember the icebreaker. But anyway, I'm having some computer problems. My computer actually decided to spontaneously reboot, so I don't have access to my content yet. But that being said, my top stories have to do with the fact that, schools are back, and I know some parents would have had their children in camps. I didn't have that. My daughter was home with me every single day, and that was a huge sacrifice. And one of the reasons why I chose a profession of teaching was also really to give her that time with me during the summer. But still, my gosh, it takes a toll on you. So I haven't really rested. And so, but I'm happy to see all the kids going back to school in their glory, and the parents who are getting that relief and everything that's great about that experience, about them going back to school. All right, what else good happened? So last week I was a bit apologetic about infamous post that I had put on social media about a particular cricketer, Cornwall, his name. And believe it or not, like this past week, playing the Patriots again, this guy hit over a century. And I'm forever apologizing for my ignorance by questioning why he was pitching in the first place or even in the game, because he's a big dude and couldn't run. My gosh, that's okay. This guy was built, trust me, built to hit those things out the park, literally. So he had like a bunch of sixes and fours and a whole string of them. 108. Are you kidding me? So I'm very, very happy for that, for him to have achieved such a feat. And at the same time, like, my gosh, it was at the Patriots. The Patriots were the ones who essentially had the bad luck. So not good for us. All right, other piece of good news. While my computer is not allowing me to access anything because it says my clock is behind. So I have to find a way to get the clock current. Other piece of good news that we saw this week. The Prime Minister and his cabinet visited, at least I saw pictures and videos at my daughter's school today. And I was happy to see that they went and spoke about national, what do you call it? the fact that we're having our national, Independence Day coming up and all that stuff. So, yeah, that was pretty good. I see my guest coming in, but we're not ready for her. But she can come in and bring her awesomeness into the studio while I get my computer to give me the correct time. Good, I have the correct time now. I set it automatically, So let me go back and access my top newses of the day. I took things for granted, thinking that my tabs would have been clear. My tabs would have been available to access all the good stuff that I had planned for you guys. What else was good? I see Colin Norford's son, who is also Colin Norford, successfully attended the music summer camp in North Dakota. Now, let me tell you guys about these summer camps. They're intense. My sister and I experienced summer camps at this place called Lake Luzerne. And believe it or not, they are very intense. All you do is just play music, learn music, perform music, have some fun, but literally just 2 weeks of intense music stuff. And so I see he got a little award, I think, for something to do with jazz and guitar, and I think he played the saxophone too. So kudos to you. Your dad is a brilliant guy. I rate him as an IT professional. I look up to him, and a lot of respect for him. Very humble guy, Colin Norford Sr. So you're raising and you're doing a wonderful job as a dad. We also had the reveal, I think yesterday, of the St. Kitts pageant. I am very biased about who I'm backing. I'm backing Ambassador number 3. I am backing Ambassador number 3 because she was my former student. So Jamie Peets, you got to win, okay? You have to win. And I sent you a message to say, I'm backing you. Hope they don't cheat. All right, what else is there that was good to talk about? Oprah Winfrey and The Rock, they're giving away $1,200 a month to the victims, to the persons who were survivors of the Maui wildfires. I'm not going to go into detail of that, just a headline news because we are a bit late. Anyway, let's talk a little bit. Together, they've created this thing called the People's Fund of Maui, armed with $10 million in aid money that they both donated to ensure that those in need are reached directly. And Oprah says, I've been meeting with people throughout the community that were impacted by the fires over the past few weeks, asking what they needed and how I could be of service. The main thing I've been hearing is their concern about how to move forward under the immense financial burden. The community has come together in so many wonderful ways, and this is my intention to support those impacted as they determine what rebuilding looks like for them. All right? That's good. Next one. Oh, by the way, my top headline should have been this, because this one is talking about the weather. Hurricane Lee is not coming to St. Kitts. He is not welcome, and he got to go where he's going. All right? Go where you are going. You're not welcome. Okay? And if you come, you're going to get a bite. Okay? So don't come to St. Kitts. We don't like you. We don't like you. We know you're about to do some major havoc in the Atlantic Ocean. Go ahead and churn up those waters and cool them down a little bit, because that's what you normally do with that amount of low pressure. So don't come nowhere close to St. Kitts or to any island, any piece of land. We're tired. Now, we ain't want you. Go where you're going. But anyway, another good news with the weather. It says winter rains cured California's 3-year drought, and the summer's record heat did not bring on a new one. California was definitely suffering in drought for a bunch of years, and now they had so much rain that they actually have like surplus. And so I'm happy for them. You know, sometimes our time comes, when it's your time, it's your time. Sometimes you may have too much rain, sometimes you may have too much sun. But when they say make hay when the sun shines, they say the same thing when it rains. Catch your water. So I'm happy for them. And the last piece of news before we go and get my guest here, because this is what we do, talk about good news. Ultrasound scanners inside of a bra could detect breast cancer earlier and between screenings. A miniature ultrasound device fitted with a flexible polymer strap can be slipped into a bra and detect breast cancer tumors among those at risk of developing one. The invention is significant for several reasons, and if perfected and developed, it could save hundreds of lives. And the first reason could be major medical advancement is that developing breast cancer tumors in the earlier stages could lead to nearly 100% survival rate. And the second is that developing a tumor, even in the space between mammograms, does happen, and not at a small rate. And so, yeah, depending on the country, 20 to 30% of all tumors are found in people who are in between routine screenings. So, yeah, I've always thought about inventing a device that can tell me whether a fruit is actually going to be nice or not, just like a glove. So you hold a fruit, and it could tell you, like a watermelon, whether it's nice or not, an apple, whether it's going to be crisp or not. You just hold it between your two hands. Am I giving out too much data? Is someone going to take this idea and make it into something? I don't care. But I've always wanted, can I just hold a fruit and then it connects to my phone and it says, yeah, good, bad, sweet, sour. Who knows? Science project for some y'all, maybe. I don't know. Anyway, that's it for our top headlines of good news. And before we go, I always have a little quote before we go talk to my guests. And my quote comes from Oprah Winfrey. It says, I think there needs to be a change of consciousness within the news to try to seek a higher ground. Why can't it be more representative of the way the world really is? I think we don't know what the bombardment of crime and violence does to our minds. I think we're in denial about it. And that's exactly what we're doing with this show. That's what we're doing with the show. We just talk about only good news just for about 1 hour and be a part of the change that we want to see. My guest is here, Sasha the artist. We're going to take a short break while she gets here ready to bring her awesomeness, and we'll be back shortly. Bye.
So who you left the kids with tonight?
Nobody. They're big enough to take care of themselves.
Girl, you mad? Junior only 7 years old. And suppose something happened to the baby while you're out here?
My mother was leaving me home by myself since I'm 5. He can handle it. Nothing gonna happen.
This don't feel right. Call and check on them.
Look, I work hard all week. I deserve this break. Besides, they're good. Hello?
Sandra, girl, there's been a fire. You need to come now.
Leaving underage children at home by themselves is child neglect. Need support? See if another family member or a trusted neighbor can help. This message brought to you by UNICEF, UK Aid, Crime Stoppers, and this station.
We are back. What's the dealio? How are you doing? Sasha the artist. Sasha Herbert the artist.
No, did you just release my government's name?
It's okay.
On the live.
That's okay. You went to school, didn't you?
Yes.
Where you went, Carrie Festa, what name did you use?
People still say to this day that they don't know what my last name is. No, you just lost the element of
Well,
surprise.
just go to the name, place, people, and change it to the artist.
I think you're doing this work already.
It's doing this work already?
Yeah.
All right, awesome. So before we start, what was the best thing that happened this summer?
Definitely my summer art classes that I hosted. We had a theme because we're celebrating 40 years this year. I came up with For the Love of SKN. We created art inspired by St. Kitts and Nevis. And I think that was probably my best lesson plans to date. It was really, really nice. Meeting new students, engaging with my current ones. It was really lovely. That was definitely my highlight.
Okay. Sounds like you had a good summer.
Yeah, it was good.
So how are you, though?
How am
Yeah, how are you?
So we're getting deep.
Yeah, this show, have you ever watched my show?
Yes, I have. And I
Okay.
do notice that you take a different turn or a different twist to your interviews.
That's all I do.
So I try not to prepare too much. It's not
You-
really a marketing thing, but
It's a conversation.
Yes, a
And-
conversation.
And at the end of the day, we connect to people. And so people would, and while you have a brand, you are the brand also. And your story is the brand. And what makes a brand a success is when people can emotionally connect to what you're doing. And the absence of that means that
you're just doing it for money.
Right. And so, yeah, we're going to get to know you. I'm going to get to know you. This is our first real conversation. And
Yes.
we've tried to get you on the show for, what 2 years now? And now you're here. So, you're good, right?
Just let the audience know that it wasn't a challenge. You asked once. That was it. I wasn't really ready at that time.
But you're ready.
Yes, everybody know what 2 years ago was. It was difficult for everybody.
I know. No, you don't have to remind me.
And see, you just gone like a blinking eye.
Mm-hmm.
So how are you? I'm fine. I could be much better. I pour a lot into everybody around me, my students, my guests, everybody when it comes to my brand. But I don't take care of myself as much as I should. I would be honest about that.
Welcome to the club.
I am. My brand is me. Me is my brand. But I'm really now trying to separate Sasha Herbert from Sasha the artist.
Nice. And that's, what you're doing tonight is actually just that. We're going to get deep into Sasha, the all of you. All of you is all of you. All right, so let's talk. The early years, right? What's your earliest recollection of art when you were small?
So my living room in my childhood home was my art studio before I even knew what an art studio was. And I taught myself how to do the things I did. I made popsicle stick houses. I used to eat as much popsicles as I can when the ice cream truck comes around. I buy as much as I can just so I can do the houses I used to make. I used to buy a lot of clothespins. I could remember my mom shaking her head every time I have to go and buy clothespins because one pack wouldn't do it. It would be a number of them. So I would do that and just create as many houses as I can during the summer. They won't last. Where you have them, or where I used to have them, they would fall and they would break. But it was nice for the time being, knowing that I can do it again for the next summer. So I remember that specifically.
So, did you color them?
I used to paint them, yes.
Oh.
And it was sort of like a piggy bank for me as well. The roof was detachable.
Oh.
So I take the roof off and I put whatever in there. I remember that. I wish I had pictures from that time.
I wish you had pictures from that
I
time.
wish, yeah.
Well, that's why I'm being very intentional about seeing the stuff that my daughter does, and I
Store them. She'll appreciate it in years to come.
right. Even just today, she's like, "Dad, that's a masterpiece." I say, "Yes,
It is.
that's a masterpiece." So you made a big mess, didn't you?
Yes, it was messy.
Yeah.
But as a child, the parents really didn't care. At least we
you
were occupied.
You had good parents.
Well, I would say every parent, when it comes to art, almost, it was a challenge at first. I would say that. I would say
"Don't
that
mess up my house."
but they were very lenient in my early years, definitely.
You know, my living room has just like chalk art on the walls.
No, you're a good parent.
All the walls, like that's
You're
it.
allowing that,
I
yes.
allow. Listen, I'm like, listen.
It's why I have a big mural in my art studio. Please give the children space to just be children.
Yes. So they only get to be children once, because if they start to behave like children when they're adults, it's like,
It's just a different ball game, right there.
grow up. So, you know, what type of art did you love to draw early, though? Was it abstract? Was it realism? Was it
People, realism for sure.
really?
Yeah, I wish I could go back to it. I used to love drawing first before I found painting in high school. So this is my child years. I'm talking primary school.
Yeah.
I love drawing. And I was sentimental with it. I used to draw my parents or my aunts, uncles. I give them cards, like birthday cards, whatever special occasion, and their face would be the decor. And I would write my own poems. I guess I used to like write during that time as well. So that was my thing. I really loved drawing people, and I still do. I paint people now.
I've seen some of your work, and yeah, I rate you.
Thank you.
You are. It takes a lot to be able to create some of the stuff that you do. I draw also, but I'm a overthinker.
I think every artist is an overthinker.
I just feel like, and that is what frustrates me, because I'm always thinking, how can I make this thing better? But I thank God for that little girl of mine.
She pushes you.
No, it's not that. Her art is whimsical.
Oh, she's more surreal.
It is very surreal. She doesn't want to be taught. She doesn't want to be told. She's getting over that now. She's seeing that when I guide her and say, listen, no. I know that's what you want to do, but try this. Today was a breakthrough, actually, because we're doing lots of doodles.
Okay.
And she saw what I was trying to nudge her into, and she's just blown away at the results. And so, but now away from the realism realm, because then I can really express myself freely. Like with music, jazz is the same thing.
Yes.
Jazz, you can actually improvise and play how you feel, and that's
Exactly,
what we do
yeah.
with art. So yeah, so I want to know, what else did you find fun and fulfilling those early years of, apart from art?
Apart from that, I was a netballer.
Really?
Yes.
I had a conversation last week with Jillian Musgrave Archibald. She was on my show. And,
Yes.
And we spoke about netball, and I was very fascinated by how weird the sport is compared to basketball.
It's not weird.
It's weird.
It's not weird. It's pretty similar to basketball.
You can't
I think
move.
you need more constraint in netball for sure.
You can't
Or
move.
restraint, sorry.
You can't move with the ball. Like, I want to see people moving, and
I think it's cheating in basketball when you could run with the ball.
no, it's fun to watch. Well, the thing is, but I have promised that when the
With what?
oh my gosh, what you saying, Mr. Producer? Let's just ignore him, Joe. Listen, when the netball season starts again, I am going to take my little one to go watch a netball. I want her to see what that looks like. And I want to see what it's like, because I just think that you just throw the ball and then you can't dunk. You have to put up your foot when you're throwing in the hoop, and then
That takes skill. We don't have a backboard. I'm talking as if I'm a netballer still, but
I know
it takes a lot of skill to be a netballer.
it takes a lot of skill. But I'm like, So you can't even like defend somebody.
You can, just
How?
not with the ball.
What do you mean you can't defend? So wait, you defend somebody when they don't have the ball?
So they don't get the ball.
So they don't get
Or
the ball.
they don't get the ball left from them. So if they have the ball, you try to block them from
But you can't touch
passing.
them.
You can't touch them at all. You can't do that in basketball either.
Of course you can.
Well, you shouldn't.
You could touch.
Maybe
You
street
could,
basketball.
You can back into somebody and
Well, have the ball?
Yes, you can back into some. No, when you have the ball,
Mm-hmm.
when you have the ball and you're dribbling and you're posting up.
Oh, you as a person with the ball, you can
yes,
do that.
you can. And also, yeah, you can, kind of like, yeah. Anyway, netball. I didn't know. Sweet.
Mm-hmm.
So, what else? That's it? You used to like go.
I used to do karate as well.
Whoa.
I did tennis. I was an athlete. I miss
Really?
these times. I was an athlete, yes, for sure. One thing I wish I dived into more was shot put. I got
Shot put.
introduced into that in high school, but I never went further with it for some reason. I've been thinking about that a lot. I know. I've been thinking about a lot of things that I used to do back in the day that I want to try again. But we'll see what the future
Put
holds.
the shot in it. So, is there any memorable piece of art that you remember from, again, those earlier that you said, like, this was my masterpiece that I definitely wanted to stick up, and like that, this was one that just took the cake. Do you remember what that was?
Why two things popped up? Not in the way that I needed to stick them up, but I was just amazed at what I did. One of them, I used to watch TV and draw while I'm watching the TV. So cartoons, I love cartoons. And while the cartoon is on my screen, a specific character, I will try to draw him. And with cartoon, they either have a left profile or a right profile.
Yep.
So I would try to catch the profile that I'm drawing at that time while watching the show and try to get it drawn. I remember the character, but I can't remember the show. Probably my gym partner is a monkey. I don't know if anybody remembers that cartoon.
I didn't.
If you listen and you remember that, please tell us in the comments. I know I'm not alone.
Well, I see Greta.
That's
saying,
my mommy.
Oh, that's she's saying my number one artist. Hi, mom.
Hey, mommy.
So maybe she could tell us. All right. So, you got an award for the most outstanding performance in Cape, right?
Yeah.
What did you do? Like, what was the Cape exam in visual arts? Because
We did a number of IAs. The one that stood out for me was doing a mural of Clarence Fitzroy Bryant himself and just incorporating CFBC into the mural and just the historical factor of it inside of the mural. Right now it's still mounted in the library of CFBC. So it was something that I collaborated with the president at the time, and I used that to put inside of my IA so that I can get graded for it. They didn't give me all A's.
why?
I'm not sure. They didn't give, it was an AAC, I think I remember clearly. But my teacher did give me 100% for it because I did really good. We had to do a
Yeah.
journal for it as well, and the journal was 3D. So the front of the book was Clarence Fitzroy Bryant as well. So it was raised and it was shaped out of his head. So inside I show all the processes, the research I did, the drafts, everything. I wish I could have that now, but once they go, you can't get them back.
What did they do with them?
I'm not sure.
We need to find out because
And you have to pay
art-
to get them back.
But still, like, I would be very upset if they discard of these pieces of work. Now, I'm serious. It's not fair
Yeah.
for somebody to put in that amount of time. And I'm pretty sure that some of these things that people have created are timeless classics. And to just know you can't get it back.
Well, now I'm sad. Now I'm thinking about it because I really did some,
Of
did some
course.
good pieces. In the exam itself, I did a piece on the old Hague. Don't know if you remember
old-
that story.
The old Hag Minna.
Yes.
I don't know anything about
An
the old
analysis
Hag.
story. The version that I followed is I think it was an old lady. She would transform into an owl at night and she would feed on babies. Right? So in my exam, the exam would have been 3 to 6 hours or not. I can't remember. But I did a sculpture. So it's sort of like a pop-up book. So I made a book out of polymer clay. And the head of a half woman, half owl was coming outside of the book.
So when you open it,
Yes.
wow.
It was already open because it's a sculpture, but that's
Okay.
the idea. It was a pop-up book that I made, and it was really good. It was good.
Where is it?
It's gone. I don't have it. I have pictures of it though. I'm happy that I took pictures during that time.
So, what was it like when you decided you're going to go into this industry that typically, historically, people like they ain't gonna make no money? Like, how did you? Because that's very brave to decide I'm just going to stick with this and not even do it as a side gig.
Michelina said the same thing to me when I went on her show, Youth Beat. She said it was courageous, and at the time I didn't feel courageous at all. It was a huge risk, and I know there was a potential to fail and fail hard. But I didn't have a choice per se, because I know with the skill I had, or still have, I wanted to use it in the workforce, but there was no space for me. So I created my own space. I created my own space, and that is something. I guess when you look back at it, it does sound courageous, but I was terrified. I was just out of college, trying to look a job, and nothing was coming to me. Nothing felt right. So I did some research, and I found out about the paint and sip industry in the States. It was popular back then, but it was nothing for us in the Caribbean. Nobody really knew about it in the Caribbean. And I thought, I'll do that. But even at that time, I did it. I started with my first events, because it was a back-to-back on the first event, February 28th, 2017. But I was on that idea for about 2 years before. So I went to a lot of workshops on entrepreneurship or starting a business. I have youth department to thank for that as well. Anything that had to do pertaining to youth, I try to engage. I try to be a part of it so I could learn more about it, because everything was new to me. It was new to me. But yeah, it was a risk, and it's literally now just paying off 6 years later.
Trust me, there are a lot of people who don't understand the grind of taking an idea from the thought phase to the execution phase, and then when you think you're failing and sticking with it, even though you feel you're not making it at that point. But the thing is, I've always said, sometimes you're climbing up that ladder and you're not seeing the top.
I don't know.
But there could be that final rung that you were supposed to go that would get you to the top, and like, oh crap, I'm not making it. And you just turn back.
I think I had that period one time. I was this close to, I haven't said this publicly either, but I was this close to closing the studio before I even had a space, before I had a physical space. I was kind of done with doing everything that I do in the studio currently. And I just felt like that was it for me. I plateaued. And it was during COVID season as well. I just feel like I was struggling. I was trying to do the best, but it's only so much you can do. It was challenging mostly for me because everything that I get is ordered, and I could not order anything. Everything was low, supplies was low, or costs gone up through the roof. It was very difficult, and because there was a lot of lockdowns, stay-at-home orders, I couldn't do what I could by teaching people. I still try to stay resilient. I came up with DIY paint kits so that people. I
saw that you had a pivot.
Yeah.
That entrepreneurs know this very well. There's that pivot when you know things are not working, and you have to find another way to get to that destination. High five.
I did my best, and it came through. I guess that was the last step I needed, just being able to adapt in challenging times and pushing through the dirt.
But that's what makes us, because if it was easy, it wouldn't really.
And it's not easy.
It's not easy.
But a lot of things that is happening for me this year. And I tell people that I just started my business in October. It started with a grant I got in October, and everything just kind of fell into place after that. So a lot of things that I was dreaming for within my first 3 years of business is now starting. It's now happening now, and I try to pinch myself sometimes. I can't believe it's happening. I have a physical space. I have a studio that I pay rent for. That's crazy. I used to have to ask for somebody or a company to use a space to teach students, do my paint and sip events, was at different bars and restaurants. But now everything happens at my studio space. I'm able to do paint and sip events with visitors, people from the States, places I've never been, New York, Orlando, Los Angeles, everywhere, through a partnership I have with a luxurious hotel here in St. Kitts. And soon I am on the cruise ship schedule.
What?
Right? So I'm saying that publicly for the first time as well. I can't wait.
Wow.
I literally went on a cruise ship site, and It's right there. It's right there. So people can pick the paint and sip when they come to sing. It's during the cruise ship season that is happening soon. I'm already getting some bookings there. It's crazy. Oh, it's happening. This is what I wanted, and I did put in the groundwork for years, and now
And believed. That's it. You believed. And I think let me look into the camera. People like this is not when they start to tell you these things and these motivational speeches, oh, you have to believe in yourself. And it is true.
Yeah, you definitely have to have faith.
You got to believe in it, and you don't give up. You don't give up. You don't give up. You stick with the grind. I know some of you are second guessing yourselves right now, me included. I am going through that. But this story is that's what this show is about. Stories that are good and make us feel good. Well, you know, this is a perfect segue because you talked about paint and sip. Have you ever heard of paint and chat?
No.
Oh, well. We're about to paint and chat, yeah? In the studio. So we're going to paint and chat. I brought the colors.
This is a great paper, too.
Oh, yeah. Oh, no. I deal with quality. I deal with quality. We're going to paint and chat whimsical.
Okay.
All right. Look, we got all the colors of the rainbow. And we're just going to keep talking while we draw. And you just take whatever. If you want crayons and Crayolas and pencils, they're in here too. But I think these colors. Have you used these before?
No, what are these? Paint pens?
No, just check them. Silk. No. Just draw. Silk. They're like smooth like silk. They're amazing.
They're silk, literally.
Yes,
silk.
they're silk.
I didn't think you could introduce me to a new art supply.
Oh, yeah. We
I have everything in my studio but these.
These are amazing, I'm telling you. So you can just draw and get whimsical. That's what we're doing here, right? Okay. And so, yeah, you've heard of Romero Brito? Romero Brito is this Brazilian artist who does surrealism.
I might know by his work. The name is not clicking.
Very colorful. If you go to the Miami airport, his work is there. Okay. He's amazing. But what artists in the Caribbean or in the region do you know are like doing it right now?
Brianna McCarthy. She's Trinidadian. I met her when I went to Trinidad for Carrie Festa, a part of the delegation some years ago. Oh, she's amazing. And she talks to me to this day. She don't know how much I look up to her. Her work is more, it's not whimsical per se, but it is surreal. She does a lot of portraits, but more exaggerated, not character-like either. And a lot of collage work. I love her work.
I like that kind of stuff, to be honest.
Yes, I love that. I follow a lot of different artists. They extend beyond the region, though.
Okay.
I know someone. She's Nigerian.
Okay.
But she's based in the States. She's called her art brand is Uzo Art.
You know I'm Nigerian, right?
Really?
Yeah, I grew up in Nigeria.
So you know who I'm talking about?
I don't know who you're talking about, but I'll definitely go look her up after this.
Yeah, she's really good. The work that she does is sort of what I want to get into as well. We have I'm not even good with names, but they're popping up in my head right now.
People were drawing and chatting. Those on the radio, like, yeah, she's drawing stuff, I'm drawing stuff, and
I'm so into this, and you got me thinking and still wanted to draw.
Yeah, I couldn't bring you in the studio and not have you do things that you love to do. You know, that's what we do in these parts. We make sure that you're happy.
Yeah. There's another artist. Her name is Sewtrill, Sewtrill. She started with doing fashion drawings, and I've seen her work evolve over the years. She's actually been thinking of changing her art brand name.
Why?
Her name is Christina. I hope I call her name properly, but I know her by her brand name, which is Sewtrill.
That's so thrilling.
Does a lot of portraits as well, but they're not realistic.
Okay.
And I think there's a pattern here already. I know where I want to carry my art. It's fearful for me, though.
It's fearful?
Yes.
Why?
Because it's something new. It's a change. And all I've known is realism. And I think I was just kind of pushed into that direction. Not forcefully. I just tried it once and realized I was good at it. But I never I never changed direction.
Well, you've been doing that with your pivoting and stuff, right?
Yes, but not with work on paper.
Right. Have you gotten into digital art too?
I hate Illustrator.
Really? Trust me, that's what I use now. And
I want to be. I watch a lot of tutorials, but every time I open Adobe Illustrator, it's like, why doesn't it work like Photoshop?
I hate Photoshop.
I love Photoshop. I design a lot. I wouldn't call it digital art, but a lot of my flyers are done by me.
Oh.
But I would
sweet.
like to draw digitally if I can. I would like to try if it wasn't so hard.
Yeah, that's where I live. I taught myself Illustrator, and I'm good enough to be dangerous.
So you learn all the rules so you could break them.
Right. And I wish I knew more, but I just don't put in enough time to get better at it. But
I
one
would say
day,
the same as well.
one of these days, just one of these days. So this is very therapeutic, guys. We're actually drawing while we talk, and when we're done, we'll probably put it up in the studio and say, look at what was created in the studio.
Is that a spin-off of what I have my guests say? Look at what we painted with Sashi the artist.
Oh, sweet. So, you were a pageant girl at some point. You went into
I
pageantry,
can't
right?
believe it. Yeah.
You can, but what was that like? And what was your talent? I think you drew on stage. You
I
drew
painted. Yes.
upside down.
Yes, I did.
That was crazy. That was crazy. I was like,
Yes.
I normally see these things on YouTube, but now all of a sudden I'm seeing them in real life. Like, how did that work? Tell me. I mean, that's
For
what
some
we're here
reason,
for.
that year preparing seemed like it.
It was the year before the next year.
21. 2020, 21. I can't remember.
You can't remember?
But there have been 2 or 3 shows since.
That you've done?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you've done?
No.
Oh.
Miss Singers and Nevis pageant.
Oh, okay. What cohort was that? Who all was there? Because
Nikira, the Queen.
oh yeah, that was an amazing year. That
Kanine, Saskia,
oh yes.
Asha.
Now I remember. That was an amazing.
What a group. Hey,
Yes.
girlies.
Did you guys develop a bit of a sisterhood from that?
Yes, we hang out a lot
Still?
outside of we have went our separate ways, but we're still cool. There's no bad blood with nobody at all. I'm happy that I did the year with them. It was really good. It was really good. During that year, I still feel like it took so long to come, meaning to go on this pageant stage. But now looking back on it is like so many years have gone since. It doesn't feel like yesterday at all. It doesn't.
Yesterday.
But it's probably the most tedious, most strenuous thing I've ever done.
Trust me, my daughter's mom is a pageant person,
Yes.
and so I've seen what that looks like from those years, and I don't envy you for having gone through that process because it takes a lot of preparation, right?
A lot.
And a lot of guts, especially to know you got to go on the interview stage, interview phase, and don't bust. Right.
My interview coach would call me 6 o'clock every morning to practice.
So let's talk. You see, this government has gone into this creative economy thing, and they've launched a lot of stuff. And I saw you at the launch. I saw what you did.
Oh, yes.
She had this splatter paint thing. She had this thing where you could go and paint by colors, by numbers. And Adia messed that up.
Did she?
Yes.
You're fixing that.
She did not follow the colors. But she's a bit of a, rebel.
Yeah.
Because she likes to like, Dad, why do I have to follow the rules? I can do things that I want. Okay, fine.
I understand that.
So, but yeah, man, it was great. I love to see that. And what are you most excited for what they're launching now?
I would like them, I'm looking forward for them to invest in our creatives in a way that pushes them to expand their borders or their horizons outside of St. Kitts. Right now, I'm trying to see if I can do a proposal for them because there's a creative conference per se in New York, sorry, that's happening that I really think would be really good for creatives here to attend, because there are different workshops you can learn from, different topics, you can meet different people, different creatives in your field and outside, just network. And that is one thing I would like to see, invest in us so that we can see the world out there, expose us to different things on the outside, right?
I would like that idea very much. And so, have you been keeping up with what's going on in the world of artificial intelligence and digital art?
Not as much. I will be honest, I'm still a traditional girl. I probably will always be a traditional girl, doing things hand to paper.
Okay.
But I stay abreast somewhat.
So you're authentic.
It's probably why I don't like digital art. I like it, but I'm not sure if I would get into it.
This is very therapeutic, by the way, what we're doing right now. And we would love to show you when we're done. And we will show you when we're done, because we will take pictures and say, listen, create it in the studio.
That's one thing people say every time they paint and sip with me. This is so therapeutic.
Well, now we're painting and chatting.
Yeah. There's something about painting. It's just creating art in general. It just releases dopamine. It relaxes you.
Yes.
It makes you excited. Once you finish the work and you see how great it is.
We are going to be happy when we're done with this
Yeah.
masterpiece. Telling you, for sure. Where's the nose? I'm drawing the nose here.
Were you timing us? I feel like you're rushing now.
Oh, we're not rushing. We good. We're just doing our thing. We're doing our thing and the jingity dang dang dang. Let me go here and add some colors.
I wonder if people are confused about the splatter booth. I want to say more about that.
Oh, go ahead. Talk about it.
Because I'm not sure. It's something new again.
Mm-hmm.
I like knowing that I could innovate, come off fresh.
So tell them what the splatter blatter was.
The splatter booth first launched on my birthday, by the way. That
Oh,
was
sweet.
the Department of Creative Economy was launched. It's a chance for you to make a mess. Just be a child or do childlike experiences and throw paint on the wall. On the canvas.
On the
Because
canvas.
it's the fact that you can create a mess and have an art piece or masterpiece at the end of it. Just throw paint. You pick as many colors as you want and you put it on your brush and you fling the paint onto the canvas. It's fun, it's exciting, it's like, oh my God, I can't believe I'm actually doing this. It feels illegal, but the paint is easy to clean. Don't worry about that. Thank you for saying that as well.
I was there.
And it's just fun. I just wanted something else that is not as, okay, we'll do this, and then we'll do this afterwards. And then even though I try to encourage my guests in Paint and Sip to divert from the painting that I'm teaching a little bit, just add the unique touch, it's still a step-by-step process. When it comes to the splatter booth, it's not step-by-step. You literally just throw the paint. And whatever art piece, you can sell it. I can probably direct you to an artist that sold work that looks something close to yours that you create from the splatter booth. Actually, Paint My Number, I've been doing that for some time, but I'm going full throttle with it now. Just upgraded it for this independent street fair coming up on Saturday, actually.
Oh, sweet.
So we'll be at the street fair with our Paint My Number and the splatter booth. The Paint My Number is so cool. Trust me.
I've seen it. And then when you're done, you were like, I did that? I'm like, yes, you did.
Yes, this one is Independence themed. You just come. 1 o'clock to 10 p.m. We'll be there, 4th Street and South Street. Look for the booth. Look for Sash for the Artists. And just make some Independence themed art with us. See how therapeutic it is, like we say in our time.
Girl, I'm happy, huh? I'm in my happy place.
I actually can't believe it made me do this.
No, you can't come on my show. Everybody comes on my show somehow ends up doing stuff that they are. I'm taking some of your colors right now. Stuff that they're good at. Stuff that makes them happy, because this is only good news. Right? So, we've spoken a lot about kids and art, but there's also some studies that show there's a positive relationship with kids who are involved in art and their academics.
Yes, definitely.
I want you to talk about that.
There's a lot of research on that. It is proven that once you engage in art activities, you can improve your academic performance.
Say it louder for the people in the back.
It is facts that once you engage in art education, you can improve your performance in other subject areas, whether it's math, science, English. Trust me, I'm not just teaching art, or literally just showing them how to use a pencil or a brush, but they're learning different skills that can make them a whole rounded person fit for society. Trust me, they learn problem solving skills. Then they know how to adapt and know how to use different techniques to come up to different. So there's so many things I can't even get into everything right now. But those that engage in art education can tell you that there's many benefits to it. I don't know what this is.
We're just, I don't know what mine is either. I mean, when we're done, we'll have the big reveal
Yes.
on what we've done. But this was, again, motivated by what we're talking about. And I'm pretty sure you have those psychologists who can look at what we've done and say, okay, you were thinking about this.
Yeah.
You were thinking about that when you drew this. But my
Yeah.
gosh, this is therapeutic.
You know, recently I've actually been thinking about going into art therapy. I don't know how
Yes.
realistic it is, but I know how.
Do it.
I know the benefits of art, and I know it can help people in many ways than one.
Do it. I want this color here.
Also, something I've never said publicly.
Well, that is how I actually end up doing stuff. I say that I'm going to do something so that people can hold me accountable to what it is that I said I'm going to do. So how was your new sessions for your academy have started, right?
Yes, this week. This week? We're
yeah,
this
how-
Thursday, right?
Yeah. How have those been going?
Really, really good. Every month I try to follow a theme. This month's theme is tourism and me. It's inspired by the art competition from Ministry of Tourism or Tourism Authority. Forgive me, please, but their art competition is Land and Sea, Tourism and Me.
Yes.
Right? So it's inspired
yes.
by that because I want to encourage my students to also enter the art competition because there are many prizes. One of them being getting a full one-term scholarship to Saturday Artist Art Academy. And there are many other prizes.
Well, my daughter, we had that conversation today. In fact, just an hour ago, I was like, hey, you in it to win it, you know.
Actually, the student just sent me something tonight as well.
You're in it to win it. And
So she's entering and she's showing me what she did.
yeah, we have time, but I think the thing is about when she executes what it is that I know she can, I think she stands a very good chance. And so yeah, so that's exciting. And you've had like art for couples also, right?
Paint and sip?
Yeah.
Yes, I do from couples up to big groups.
And so those couples, they come like with dates. Has anyone come and said, listen, I just want to be able to impress my girl and just sit down and paint and sip, or
One person?
just two?
Yeah, the couple comes together and they will paint together on one large canvas. Or if they want to do two separate canvases, that's fine. But they usually come to paint together on one canvas because it encourages them to work together, be a little bit more intimate in a more informal setting, a creative setting, and just being able to create artwork together, knowing that we did this together as a unit. I like that. I engage with a lot of couples, and I'm honored that they choose me to be a part of their union for that 2 to 3 hour window. I love it. I like seeing the work that they create at the end as well. They're always so surprised.
I once had a date with that where I actually pulled out crayons and a paper and said, let's just draw what we're doing right now. Let's draw our experience.
How was
right.
that?
I don't know. I guess it was weird.
It was? Why was it?
Because I just maybe my date did not feel confident in what she was drawing.
That's there's always a blockage. This is why I have
No.
liquid courage for my paint and sip events.
liquid car. Oh, I don't drink, so
Oh.
I don't know what that feels like.
You know, I'm not even that big of a drinker either. I encourage people to drink though.
Oh, you encourage people to drink.
Especially at my paint and sip. I'm not encouraging you to get drunk, but just
get
loosen up.
get crunk.
Just loosen up because when it comes to my adults, it's not an art class. I don't want you to feel like you have to be perfect. You're not getting graded. It's your piece. There's nobody could tell you that this is wrong. Just have fun. It's a party first and foremost. And even though I'm saying that, I'm not saying that to say that my art classes for my children is uptight. It's not at all. It's still a fun, nurturing environment. But I don't grade them either.
Okay.
I don't want them to attach their imagination to a number. You're expressing yourself, and I'm going to guide you in the right direction to create the art piece that we intend to create.
Wow. People, we're soon done with the show, you know. I think we have about... You sent me the video. Oh, he sent me the video of what we're doing. All right, so we are soon done, and so we're gonna have the big reveal of what we have created. But typically, before we go, I would normally ask 10 rapid fire questions, and we're gonna go into that session right now, right? And let's get started with the first one: pencils or charcoal?
Pencils.
Okay, I knew that answer very quickly. Next one, pastel sticks or acrylic?
Acrylic.
Okay, work of a famous artist from way back when that you just love.
Picasso.
Picasso, yeah.
I think that is very common though. But his work, he did a lot of portraits for sure. But they weren't realistic either. So I'm still still talking about the same thing that I like. Portraits, but not in a realistic way, more so realistic. So he's definitely one that stands out.
All right. I'm a foodie because of this meal.
A meal, a full meal?
A foodie because of this particular meal. What would you like?
Is it bad that I thought about a dessert?
Dessert? Okay.
A lava cake?
Lava? Oh, yeah, those are good. All right. Most dominant color in my wardrobe.
Pink.
Pink. All right.
I love pink.
You love pink. And I am traveling with just a backpack for a trip to Europe. I am not leaving without this item.
Probably their chocolate. I want to taste chocolate from everywhere I go.
Okay. That ain't bad. That ain't bad. Give me a shopping spree and I will go berserk buying these.
Canvases. You know how expensive canvases are?
Trust me. I'm about to buy some canvas
Well, they're
sheets.
expensive here, but if
Do
you have
you-
to bring them in.
Right.
But
They're
if-
expensive here. But even canvases, yeah, they are expensive, but we do need some sheets. So I'm about to go get some for my little one. Yeah, because
Lovely.
we're about to create some more joy with her art. Next one. A style of art that still gives me licks till this day.
I like realism, but it don't bang me up.
Yeah, I know.
I love realism, but it takes some concentration that I don't want to exert.
All right. When I'm a mother, my kids will think I'm not cool, probably because I'll keep doing this.
Just randomly dancing.
Randomly dancing. All right. Next question. People are saying great interview, nice interview. People are loving your vibe, girl.
Oh.
You brought some goodness.
Hey guys, thanks for watching. Thanks for listening.
All right. And number 10, best part about being on this show was
Actually drawing. I can't believe you got me to do this. Look at this. I don't know what it is, but it looks really cool.
Hey, let's do the big reveal and show everybody what we've done. Ding 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 ding. Look at this. Yours is beautiful.
Yours as well.
What? Yours
Very
is
abstract.
Yes, it is abstract. And yes, colorful and
I think this is my personality.
yes, I think so.
It
I
is.
love how you did the almost that looks like a bit of a glitch effect. That looks like a glitch effect over there. And this looks like coral, those corals in the sea and the seaweed. And then you have this ghost over here. And you have that cartoon character over there that looks like a crab and smiling with some green blushes. I see everything you're doing, girl. This is amazing. This is the best thing we've done for the whole
Yes,
day.
thank you so much for inviting me and getting me to do this.
Thank you for agreeing to, well, you didn't have a choice, eh? So, wow. This is great.
Let me just sign this.
Yeah, sign it and we'll leave it at the station and they
Do you
will.
have a favorite space to sign? Bottom right hand, bottom
Girl,
left, anywhere?
Anywhere is good. Anywhere is good. And we're going to frame this and we'll say Sasha was here. Oh my gosh.
Sasha the artist.
People, that's the show, and we got to go. I gotta go daddy and everything and prepare for my classes and cook and the whole works. But I'm finishing on a high like I always do when I'm here, and you've contributed to so much goodness today.
Thank you.
You're amazing, and I love your perseverance, and it's a success story that hasn't finished yet. And so whenever those rough times come again, you will have every reason to believe, okay, they're just here temporarily.
Yes, for sure.
And don't forget to take care of you. Don't forget to take care of you, because without you, all of this awesomeness doesn't work.
Thank you.
People, there you have it. Thank you for the listeners, the viewers, the everythingers. Just remember to be kind this week and to spread love. Until next week, our 100th show. Our 100th show. I know, 100th show. I have no idea I know who I'm trying to get on the show. I just don't know if the person's going to agree. I'm going to try tomorrow. I can't just say it out there because I don't want them to feel bad like the person.
Them, yeah.
But I hope I can get this individual, because it will be good to have them for the 100th show to talk about all the good things that they're doing for the country. There's a hint. That's it. Take care. Bye.
Bye.
I like lipstick on my neck. Leave a sticky icky in a place I won't forget. I like lipstick on my neck. Baby, I'm obsessed. Give me undressed.